Blasphemous hails from United States of America. It's time for United States black metal with Profanatica. So, this band is once again here with a new album. This one's called Rotting Incarnation of God. Nothing underneath a jewel case, so we'll just skip it through quickly. This one is released by Season of Mist Underground Activities, so a sub-label of one of those famous extreme metal labels. Profanatica is one of the oldest American black metal bands, already started in 1990. And it's also one of those most blasphemous ones, and as an originator, one of them from United States, I think they should have keep it going already in the 90s. However, most people, including me, basically know the band from their 2000 material, because the band had quite a bit of hiatus there from early 90s to early 2000. But Profanatica guy, the man behind it all, Ledney, hasn't been just, resting on his laurels, because he had other project, Havohei, and, just Jehovah, written in an intriguing way. But he made also Profanatica, came back early 2000s, and now he's doing this very blasphemous stuff once again, saying nasty stuff about Jesus, God, angels, and whatever, and that's what we like. So here are the words included in this booklet, not full lyrics, and here is the lineup. Mr. Paul Ledney in the center, who is handling vocals and drums. And as you can see, this band is a trio focused on guitars, bass, and drums, and obviously vocals. Those of you who are familiar with Profanatica and also Havohei are pretty much already right there on the map with this album as well. Why? Because Profanatica is another one of those bands who just keep changing all the time, but rather focus on the stuff they know how to do it, and they do it quite well. Basically, it's very kind of a similar tempo kind of material. It's kind of sinister, it's dark, it's even hypnotizing at some points, and it's right in your face with its blasphemous and dark material. It's black metal, kind of old school way, and even though this is 2019 release, it might have gone just out like early 90s. So it's more about this kind of a almost late 80s sound, rather than being kind of a modern day of multiple layers and all that stuff. It's leaning on the very simple kind of riffs, which are there not to just, have those weird gimmicks or guitar leads or synth layers, but it's all about guitars, bass, and drums. And then again, vocals, which are very raspy and kind of a monotone in style, but then again, it's all about what Profanatica is doing. Now, it's hard to say whether this is totally a good thing or kind of a bad thing, because obviously it depends whether or not you are into kind of a raw, kind of a primitive side of black metal. Now, when I say primitive black metal, I don't mean ultra primitive style like Ildiarn and the like, but more like the kind of a stuff what Hellhammer and Celtic Frost were doing already early on with first wave of black metal. So it's kind of like very simple in style. I mean, it's not, like I said, not multiple layers and not orchestrated stuff. This is very much like a antithesis to bands like Dimmu Borgir or Satyricon or whatever, which have big things or lots of melodies and multiple keyboard layers or whatever. Because Profanatica is just keeping it with the riffs. It's making it simple. Also, people who are into Baratram, from Finland, might actually understand the style. So if you have heard one Profanatica album, you are more or less inclined to have the same kind of feeling with this one. You like one, you probably end up liking them all. And vice versa, obviously. So Rotting Incarnation of God, is it a good album or a bad album? I would definitely say it's more on the good side, but it's not groundbreaking, it's not great, it's not one of those albums that are just gonna, explode the whole scene with its fantastic songwriting. It is quite simple man, simple black metal. And that is not a negative thing to say. I don't mean like simple like he's like simple person in his mind or anything like that. I'm saying this is very a raw foundation of what black metal was or still is at some points, and I think it's very good old-fashioned thing. So obviously people who are into that kind of set, be it included bands like Beherit, Blasphemy and so forth, they should be able to value a release like this. But if you need multiple layers and orchestrated stuff, ultra melodic stuff or whatever, this is not your cup of tea. So with these pointers, go check out the samples on Profanatica Bandcamp site or your favorite streaming services, and you're good to go and figure out whether or not you're gonna need this release on CD, vinyl, or just digital format. There you have it. Have fun with Profanatica and stay blasphemous. See ya.